Third time's the goddamn fucking charm. Holy shit! Maybe it won't die or do something dumb like that shit. Okay. So, if you didn't get it from when I was fucking yelling, this is the third time I've tried to record this. I've literally... Oh my god, I'm so fucking pissed. Okay, so here's the thing. I got, I got the normal, wait, hold up, what am I started recording, like 5 minutes late. And, well, it's only 5 minutes, it'll be fine, right? Okay. Apparently, when I started recording, it stopped recording on its own, for no reason whatsoever. So, I'm like, oh, alright, well, fuck. Oh, shit. Okay, anyways, it stopped recording, and so I was like, okay, well, I still have some time. I guess I'll try and record again. I was pissed, so I tried again. And that time, my phone fucking died completely, and so I had to fucking end. At that point, I was already, like, 40 fucking minutes late to the fucking, to recording the video. And trust me, I have a schedule for recording the goddamn videos, because I actually want to do this shit. But anyways, so this happened, and I was so fucking pissed. Like, you have no goddamn clue. Like, seriously, how aggravating it is to just fucking... Oh my god, okay. I'm just gonna move on to the topics that I think I remember pretty clearly, because I did them twice already. Okay, so here's the topics. So, first of all, I want to ask you guys to please tell me what I need to do, because I don't have fucking 50 years of life experience. I only have insert number of life experience here. Insert number of years life experience that is not 18. Fucking shit. Like, what the hell? I'm gonna run out of stories sooner or later. Fucking seriously, I have like 2 more stories, maybe. I might not even have 2. I might only have like 1. But anyways, so I need you guys to tell me what to do once I run out of stories. So, like, what should I do? Should I make up stories? Should I write scripts on... Oh, God, what the fuck? On certain things going on in the world? Should I get friends, maybe, and try to get them to help me out on this shit? Because I'm going to do this almost every day. Like, I'm going to try and do this every day. Because it's not that much work, honestly. I just turn on the recording. Yeah, I turn on the recording. I listen to it to make sure that I don't fucking screw it up somehow, which I've done before, so fucking Christ. Oh, shit. Anyways, so I do that, and then, yeah, so, but if I get friends on, then I'll have to figure out some more shit, but what should I do? Should I write scripts and talk about random stuff going on in the world, and, like, read news reports and shit about, like, gaming shit and stuff, or what should I do? Because right now, I honestly, once I'm done with these next, like, 3 stories that I have, I'm done. I have nothing else. I have no more things to cover. Like, what do I do then? Like, I need you guys, well, you singular person that I know for a fact watches my videos. At least I think you do. I don't know if you still do. There might be a couple others who watch my videos, but I know for a fact only one person for a fact has watched my videos before. That wasn't myself. So, yeah, just let me know what you think, because I'm out of ideas. I might come up with another life story in the future, because, like, hey, I will get life experiences in the future, because that's how the world works. But, I mean, I'm not gonna have life experiences, because I'm fucking, like, what the hell am I gonna do? Like, seriously? Anyways, so I need you guys to tell me what to do once I'm done. Like, should I read books, tell a story off the top of my head without a script, write a script, talk about things random that are happening in the world, fucking talk to friends and do this stuff. What should I do? Honestly, I need to know. Okay, anyways, so now that that whole tangent's going off and done, I'm going to talk about the time that I nearly died, which is also my earliest memory. Okay, so the reason most people don't remember, they might remember memories from, like, from when they were when they were 2 years old, like, later in their 2-year-old life. But if you have something tragic happen or scarring, like really horrible happen, I like used the word like 5 times on the first video. Second video, I think I might have used it once, and then I've completely lost the word. But it's like scarring and like really terrifying, and yeah, that stuff. If that happens to you and you're young, no matter how developed your brain is, you'll most likely remember it. Like, if you're 1 year old and your fucking parent dies, you'll probably remember it, and you'll piss the bed for a while. Like, my dad, he was 2 years old, and something tragic happened to him. His father died, and he peed the bed for, like, 5 years, because, if something tragic like that happens, you're going to pee the bed for a while. But since he didn't remember him that well, it didn't have a really lasting effect. Like, oh god, shut the fuck up. Like, 15 minutes, 5 years, yeah, that's pretty bad. But his sister, my aunt, had like 7 years or 8 years, because she's a year older than him, and, yeah. If your father dies and you have a fully developed brain, that's gonna fuck with you a lot. If you're a child, that's gonna fuck with you, like, holy shit. But anyways, so, I think I peed the bed for a year, like, almost, like, consecutively after this instance. So, anyways, I went through this thing. So my mom, she used to swimming instructor. She used to be a swimming instructor. And it was like she was doing nighttime instructioning, because there was an indoor pool, so she could do nighttime instructions. And so she was doing nighttime classes with somebody, and I knew this place really well. I knew where things were, and she's like, "Hey, go to the storeroom and get a pool noodle." I also knew what things were, like ask me now, and I don't know what a fucking well, actually, no, I do. There's plenty of things I know about swimming and objects of swimming, but a 2-year-old wouldn't normally know that. But I went because my dad had work and my mom also had work. And I didn't have any older siblings to look after me at home. They just took me to work. My mom took me to work because my dad worked 9-hour days, like from 6 in the morning to like 6, well, like 7 in the morning to like sometime like later in the night. Anyways, so my mom took me to her work, which was only like 3 hours usually, 3-hour session. Like, so I went there. I got the pool noodle, and then asked her if I could swim, and she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Is there a did you bring my swimsuit?" Something like that. And she's like, "No, just swim in your underwear." I'm like, "But that's weird." And she's like, "Oh, nobody's gonna care." And so I did. People congratulated me when I got the pool noodle, because I was a little monkey. Fuck it. Anyway, so I started playing in the water, because the water we were in, it was a professional pool, so it was deep. So I was bouncing on the stairs in the pool, and I could like stand on the 3rd step barely, and then on the 4th step I would just be like in open waters. So I was bouncing on the 3rd step because it was fun, and I was like stupid and a dumbass, and I was just being as dumb as possible. Anyways, so I was doing that, bouncing on the 3rd step, and I slipped at some point. But if you slip in water, your body stays in the same place, and your legs move usually. But I didn't know this. I'm like, "Oh shit, oh god," and I started like flailing around, and I grabbed the because there's like a handlebar going into the water. I grabbed that, but my hands slipped because they were slippery, they were wet, and I fell, and I was out over the 5th stair, and I was drowning. Thankfully, my mom, she saw me fall under, and I started to drown, and so she jumped in and saved my life. But that shit can really fuck with you. Like, a year later, I had finally stopped peeing the bed over how fucking terrifying that was. Like, you can't get over that shit easily. My brain, I know for a fact, was not fully developed because, all I remember is, peeing the bed a couple times, but that was, in later after that. So, later, as in, a couple months. So, my brain wasn't fully developed at that time, and when your brain isn't fully developed, you don't store memories. Not easily. Unless they're traumatic. That's what the word, I figured it out. God damn, I figured it out. Unless they're traumatic. If they're traumatic memories, well, you're gonna fucking remember them, most likely. Like losing your father, some stuff like that. But anyway, so this scarred me, and I every once in a while I have the occasional nightmare of drowning, but that's not my greatest fear. My greatest fear is death, not necessarily just death for myself. I fear death when just it's not really the absence of entity that is death. The absence of existence that is death. Like, if you have a friend or a close loved one and they die, well, they're gone. You're not gonna see them ever again. I've been to 2 funerals that I can remember, and they hurt, but I didn't know them well enough for them to actually cause really bad pain. I went to a funeral this last year or two, and it was my great grandma, and I loved her, but I didn't know her. I had talked to her 10 times in my entire life, probably more, but I hadn't had a full-on conversation. I never got to really know her. Versus my great grandpa, which is he's healthy and happy. Actually, no, he's not happy. His wife died, so he's happy. He's healthy, but he's not happy because they lived a happy relationship for a while, for 60 years or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. But anyway, so my great grandpa, he's off in a care home, safe home thing. But when my grandma died, I felt no when somebody dies, I understand that. They're gone and they're not coming back. I've known this since ever since my grandma from my dad's side died. The great grandma that died was from my mom's side. But anyways, my grandma from my dad's side, she died, and I was 3 or 4. I have vague memories of her. It's similar to my dad and his dad. My dad, he has a few snippets memories of being with his dad, but he doesn't remember who he was. And I have 2 memories of her. 3 memories, including the one of her in the hospital, and 4 if you include the one in her casket. But she, the first one that always comes to mind is when she yelled at me, and it was terrifying. She yelled at me because I put a bowl of a bowl of milk in the sink, because that's how we did it at my house. She yelled at me, and I'm oh, I didn't know what was going on. It might have been a bit traumatic because it was terrifying. Holy shit, what the fuck did I do? Because I was being yelled at. And then the second memory, I remember going down because she lived with my aunt. She lived in the basement. It was her own apartment. But I remember going down there and I don't remember exactly, but it was I hugged her, and that's pretty much all I remember. But yeah, I felt more attached to her than I did to my great grandma. And my great grandma was alive, for many years of my life, most of my life. Because sometimes when I think of my grandma, not my great grandma, but my grandma, I get a little emotional, but not as emotional as my dad, or my mom. Because I didn't have, like, the connection they had. I was only 3 or 4. But I ruined it, and this is why I feel really bad, because I ruined it for my mom. Me and my cousin ruined it for my mom. My mom was trying to say her goodbyes to my grandma because, she had a sickness, and they were going to be able to cure it. Like, she was going to, 90% possibility of recovery. And then she had a heart attack, and the medicine for the heart attack, I think it was a heart attack, but the medicine for that sickness and the other sickness were opposites. So her survival rate went from 90-ish to 10. And my mom and everybody knew this, and so my mom was trying to get a moment and talk to her, but me and my cousin were just goofing off because we didn't understand the concept of death yet. And I'm pretty sure it hit harder with my cousin because he lived with her for 6 years, even though I had only known her for 3 or 4. I am the baby boy of the cousins. I mean, my sister's the baby girl, but I'm the baby boy of the cousins. Most of my cousins are adults. Never mind, all of my cousins are adults. I realized that one of them just turned 18 the last one that was a kid turned 18 last week, or a couple weeks ago. Which is the only one that's watching this video. So yeah, anyways, I'm the baby boy of that generation. And so yeah. Well, I'm still not an adult. Everybody else is like, yeah, fuck you, kid. Actually, no, they're all pretty nice. I mean, they care for me, and it's nice because cousins are awesome for me. Anyways, some people hate cousins, but anyways, we ruined it for my mom, and the one that ruined it, like me and my cousin, who is watching this most likely, or he isn't, I don't fucking know. But we ruined it for my mom because she wanted to say goodbyes to my grandma. And that's what really gets me, is because my mom didn't get to say goodbye to my grandma. And, well, it's my fault. And when, something that bad happens, and it's my fault, I feel horrible. Even though I was young and I didn't know what I was doing, I still feel like shit. It's, horrible. I need a fucking drink. I think I got something in my eye. Anyways, it makes me feel like shit, and I really fucking hate it. It was my fault that my mom didn't get to say her goodbyes. I mean, she said her goodbyes, but she didn't get to, really say her goodbyes. She was interrupted because me and my cousin were laughing and playing while my grandma died on the bed that was next to us. She didn't die in front of us, thank God. I have, memory of I have a memory of the scans of her, vital systems, and, yeah. It looks like a, desktop background. It looked like a desktop background with, a waterfall, and that exact desktop background is the background for, a little laptop that is, really shitty, but it's the background, and whenever I see that, I just feel like shit, because it looks so similar to, a, X-ray, and that. I don't know what it was, but it was that, and I feel like shit. Anyways, so yeah, I hate death. It's terrifying. Most people experience a loss of, a pet when they're younger. My pets, all of them lived, they're all, the pets from my childhood, they're all still alive, at least the ones that I was attached to. And then the shitty one that's fucking still alive, but I love him to death, serious. Anyways, so all of them are alive. I've only had 2, really painful tragedies with pets, and they die, and you can't bring them back, no matter what you do. They're gone. But anyways, so one of them, he didn't die. He was just given away to some people, and I have no idea where he went, but he's gone now. Like, I don't think he's dead. He might be dead. I don't know. But anyways, his name, he came, like, he was the puppy of a dog that we still have. Her name is Fancy. But this guy, he came out, and he had something wrong with his throat, and so he looked like he was smiling, because he was, like, choking it up inside, and, like, he coughed it up, like, well, almost, like a couple seconds after he was placed down on the mat with his brothers and sisters. But he looked like he was smiling, and so we called him Happy, and he was my dog, and like I didn't take care of him, so we gave him away. Even though I like loved him like to death. That was like the first it hurt, but I didn't cry because I don't fucking know. It was fucking hard, man. I was like hard as shit. God. So. Wait, hold up. How long is... Oh, my God. I just have to finish this up. Okay. And then I had another pet that was mine. I went through so much work to get him. I went and I made sure I had all the requirements to take care of him. I called him Joey. He was a little bearded dragon, a baby bearded dragon. And I don't know why, but me and my dad both have this weird obsession with little things that are either deformed or they have something wrong with them. Like, my dad, like, said that if we took care of a kitten, like, fostered kittens, didn't adopt them, but fostered them, and one of them had an extra toe or something like that, we would adopt him. That didn't happen, but... And then this guy, he had a broken leg, and it was probably never going to heal. But he, I got him, and he was, like, my favorite thing in the world. He was, like, amazing. I loved him. Like, even though I had only had him for a day, I loved him. And so, basically, my mom told me to leave him alone and let him sleep, because, like, well, so, the night before, like, when we first got him, I let him sit in his cage, and he closed his eyes and went to sleep, and I was terrified, because it looked like he was dead, and so, I cried, like, a lot, like, holy shit. And it was terrifying, because I thought he died, but he didn't die, he was just sleeping, and so I'm like, oh my god. And then the next day, I saw him, like, I thought he was asleep, and he was just sitting there, and, holy fucking Christ. Okay. This is, this is a story for another time. Fuck off, guys. Later, whatever. Fuck you guys.